The question says that there are two small equally charged spheres, each of mass m, that is pendulum sort of arrangement, and suspended from the same point by silk threads of length L. And they are vertically suspended, but of course they will be repelling one another because they are charged, and there will be slight distance between the two spheres, and they have said that this is x, which is very very less as compared to the length of the thread. Find the rate dq by dt with which the charge leaks off each sphere. That is, the charge is deteriorating. Due to any reason, the charge is deteriorating, and that is by what will happen. The force between them will become weak, and therefore the spheres will approach one another. And at any moment, they have said that the velocity varies as a by root x. So we have to find out the rate of leakage of charge. Let me draw a rough drawing so that we will be in a position to say something about the situation. Just observe. If I assume that this is one of the spheres, this is other sphere, the distance between them is very, very small, x they have said. So at that moment, let us say each of them is making an angle theta with the vertical line. And then what are the forces that are acting between them? One is this mg, vertically downward. Another is this retardation force. And the third is the tension in the thread. That same story is repeated for the other. I am not drawing for the other one. So this T will be making angle theta with the vertical. So that angle will be also same as that theta, is it not? So let me write it at some other place so that we can show this angle. This is T, and this thread is making an angle theta with the vertical. This is theta. So what will happen? The T cos theta will be counterbalancing mg during equilibrium, and the T sin theta will be counterbalancing the electrostatic repulsion force. Is it not? Where we can find out the sine theta or cos theta can be found out. Let me divide it second by first. So sine by t gets cancelled, and we have tan theta is equal to this f divided by mg. Is it not? F divided by mg. Now f can be ascertained, that how to manage f, let's check. And that also tan theta we need to find out, is it not? The distance between them they have clarified as x. So this is x by 2, another half is also x by 2, and length of the thread is L. So what is tan theta? Let me write from the geometry of the figure. Tan theta will be equal to x by 2 divided by this vertical line. The vertical line is root over L square minus x by 2 square. But we need to remember that x is very, very small, is it not? So, as x is very, very small as compared to L, so in the denominator, we can directly neglect that x by 2 whole square containing term, is it not? So, this implies we can say tan theta is nothing but x divided by 2L, because x is so small, so we just manipulated it. So now this tan theta, which is equal to x by 2L, and this is equal to force. Now what is force? Force is 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught q into q divided by x square, and this divided by mg. Is it not? Let's just cross multiply. We will be getting q square is equal to 2 pi epsilon naught and then mg, then x cube divided by L. So this is q square. So once it is q square we found out, then we differentiate it with respect to time. Is it not? So let us differentiate with respect to time. If we differentiate with respect to time, we get 2q and then dq dt, and at the other place we have 2 pi epsilon naught mg by L, and that side it is x cube. So x cube it will become 3x square and then dx by dt. The dx by dt is nothing but the velocity, is it not? Dx by dt is nothing but the velocity. So now this q that we got it, just observe the q that we got it here. This q we will be replacing the value q that we have obtained in the previous expression, and this dx by dt is the velocity they have given in the question, that will be also replaced here. So this charge and the velocity value we will be replacing it. So now this 2 gets cancelled. So I am writing q. In the previous step, just observe, in the previous step, if you observe it, then you get q value that we can take it directly. Let's check. It is equal to 2 pi epsilon naught mg, then it was x cube divided by L. This was q square, so q is equal to this quantity to the power half into dq by dt, and this is 2 pi epsilon naught mg divided by L. And we, okay, 1 minute, this 2 is cancelled, no, we told that this 2 is cancelled, so this 2 won't be there. And we have then 3x square, and dx by dt is velocity. Velocity is given by a by root x. The velocity is given as a by root x. Then our job is to simplify this. So after simplification, we will be getting dq by dt. The final dq by dt will come out to be how much? 3 pi epsilon naught mg divided by L, and then it will be equal to x square 3, or let me just, what I do is uh, dq by dt direct final result, let me summarize it, that dq by dt is equal to 3a by 2 will be there, and then root over 2 pi epsilon naught mg divided by L. So this comes out to be the value of dq by dt. Here actually x gets cancelled. If you see the orientation of the powers that are available here, so here x gets cancelled. So once x gets cancelled, so no need to worry about that x. So we are getting dq by dt directly as this particular value.